This is Nitro Game Injection.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nitro Game Injection. I'm your host, KyleJCrb. Starting us off there, you just heard the OneUps with Paperboy from Paperboy. Very, very clever titling there, guys. That's from the OneUps Volume 1 from way back in 2005. That one goes way back, like, so far back I didn't even know that year existed. I forgot it. Not really. I was there. Great stuff there from the OneUps. Good way to start off this show, which is celebrating the 30th anniversary of Paperboy. Well, okay. Let's be technical here. This is the 30th anniversary of the Paperboy for the NES. And I don't know why I called it the Paperboy. It's just Paperboy. Paperboy for the NES came out 30 years ago, December. Don't have an exact date. So here we are, right in the middle, smack dab in the middle of the month. And I got some Paperboy for you. But I don't just have the NES Paperboy. Oh no. I've also got Paperboy from the Commodore 64 for you. Unfortunately, that's all anyone has remixed, is the NES and the Commodore 64 version. No one's ever remixed Paperboy 2 for the Sega Genesis. No one's ever remixed Paperboy for the Nintendo 64. No one's ever remixed Paperboy for anything else. So, here we go. That's all you get. I'm not even sure what the arcade version originally came out in the arcade. And I'm not sure what the arcade version's music was. Was it more the Commodore 64 version or the NES version? I didn't have a chance to look it up before I started, but either way, classic game where you ride a bike as a boy, throwing papers at people's houses. Ideally, you're supposed to get them either at the front door or in the mailbox. But, of course, being an arcade game, it was a quarter muncher, and you usually didn't. There was also, like, the Grim Reaper trying to kill you, tornadoes, traffic, RC cars, dogs, all sorts of hazards. Like, this is the worst neighborhood in existence, apparently. So, that is Paperboy in a nutshell. It's a quarter eater. And, a great classic game with excellent music. And I'm going to be celebrating it here with you today. I feel like I'm clipping a little bit. I'm going to lower my gain a tad, just to be sure I'm not, like, blowing your ears out. Am I blowing any ears out today? There we go. That might help. So, yeah, Paperboy. All about that Paperboy this week. Let's see. When did the original arcade version of Paperboy come out? 1985 for the arcades. Developed by Atari Games. So it's an Atari classic. But, of course, we're celebrating the NES release today. So, and the North American NES release, I should say, specifically. You know, you have to get into specifics with these things, sadly. Sadly. So, anyway, let's go and get into some more remixes, shall we? Uh-oh. There we go. So I died? I did die. Hi. Things died a little bit. Hi, folks. Apparently I lost connection and then it came back. Huh, that's weird. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into some gross pixels. I've been playing them a lot lately. It helps that they have a lot of remixes. And this is a good one from their Gromix collection number 04. This is Paperboy. Keep it here. This is Nitro Game Injection. As long as my connection doesn't explode.
It's the local paper, the Phillip and Hammersmith Chronicle. You can learn a lot about an area just by looking at a local paper.
I don't know how to run a newspaper, Mr. Fletch. I just try everything I can.
Someone should do that, species. Someone needs to get on that. Special delivery, a Paperboy-styled game for virtual reality headsets. I don't know if I'd play it. I haven't played anything with virtual reality. I'm a terrible person. Okay, not really. Well, I am, but probably not for that reason. That right there was Cide Projekt that you just heard, bringing the MIDI thunder with Street from Paperboy. That's from their album Resuscitate from quite a while ago, 2010 to be specific. And before that, we had Nada with a very chill remix called Paperboy. The Commodore 64 version, which is similar to the NES version musically, but not the same. There is some similarities. You can hear things that are kind of the same between both of them elements, but they're not the same song. Slightly different. And before that, we had Gross Pixels with Paperboy. 2 of 3 of those songs were called Paperboy. Go figure. You're going to be hearing quite a bit of the Commodore 64 version of the song this week, just because that seems to have gotten remixed a lot more than the NES version, sadly. But I still like the Commodore 64 remix too, so I'll play it. It's fine. We're just here to celebrate Paperboy in general, so it's cool. Even though only people have remixed the NES and C64 Paperboy and nothing else. At least not that I am aware of. Which is a shame. Maybe, unless the other games have terrible music. But I'm listening to Paperboy in the back, Paperboy 2 for the Genesis in the background right now, and it's not terrible music. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Doesn't have to be anything special. That instrument right there is a little high-pitched, but it's a Genesis. What do you expect? All right. Well, sorry about the technical difficulties there at the beginning of that block, folks, if you're listening to the live version of this. Things seem to be a little bit better now, so I'm going to keep on rolling here. Gonna get into some of the guitars this week. We don't have many guitars on this episode. A few, here and there, but not too many guitars. And I also got a lot of stuff from remix.kwed.org because they love Paperboy. Commodore 64 version, of course, but hey, it's Paperboy. It's all the same game. Who cares? First up in this block, though, we got an arrangement of the NES version from Zoc. This is from his album Emulator. I'm like 99% sure I've played this before, many times. But Emulator is an album of video game music remixes in the style of classic rock artists and other famous artists. And this is Zoc's take on Paperboy in the style of Frank Zappa. Keep it here. This is Nitro Game Injection.
Disguised as a likable juvenile delinquent, it risking his life for the public's right to be informed, and unmatched in his grim determination to deliver the news. Paperboy journeys to a world of incredible danger, doing daily battle with the forces of darkness and evil, riding the sidewalks of this land, delivering paper.
That right there was Phillip Gross with Titus Mix from Paperboy for the Commodore 64, which is actually what the last two tracks of that block were based on. That's a rate from remix.kwed.org. Heavily samples the original C64 version of the song, but that's fine. That's fine. That's actually from 2017, which is interesting because it sounds like an older RKO track. Sometimes. KWED, if you go back far enough, a lot of times it's like the original C64 version with extra stuff layered over top of it. And that's kind of what that was. So, but kind of a throwback remix, I suppose. Not all older KWED remixes are like that, of course, but there's definitely some that I've come across that are pretty much just that, which is fine. It's fun. It can be fun to hear like someone just take the original and do stuff with it anyway. So I'm all good. I'm all in for that. It's fine. But I do like when a live band plays stuff, and that was what happened with Press Play on Tape, featuring Game Over. I do not think it's the same Game Over as the one on OC Remix, the Overclocked Remix Game Over. I think this is a different Game Over. I don't know who it is, but I don't think it's the same Game Over. But that was Paperboy from their album Loading Ready Run. Another remix of the Commodore 64 classic. Great stuff there. And then starting us off there was one that Purvis really got into. That was Paperboy in the style of Frank Zappa by Zach. Good old Zach. All right. Let's keep on moving forward, shall we? Got some more KWED goodness from Dees Productions. Not Dees Nuts Productions, just Dees Productions. It's a little less, I don't know. I don't know what it's less of. This is Paperpunk Boy. Keep it here. This is NGI.
It's a trip. It's got a funky beat.
That right there was a triple shot of a Commodore 64 Paperboy goodness. That particular track you just heard was from Geir? We'll go with that. Geir Automata. No, I don't think that's right. Geir a Tomato. No, that's not right either. It's just Geir. That was, it's called Paperboy. I don't know. It's just called Paperboy. As from KWED. That's from good old KWED. Lots of KWED on this episode. They like their Paperboy over there. This one doesn't even have a year on it. It's so old. Except it's not nearly as old as the one before it. That was the Dead Guys. With Peaperboy. I'm going with that. Paperboy. That was the 12th song posted on OverClocked Remix. What the crap? 12th song, number 12. From the year 2000. Jesus. And I think it was older than that because that was back when DJ Pretzel was just finding random remixes on the internet and stealing them and putting them up there. Okay, it wasn't stealing them per se, but he was definitely finding them and posting them on OCR. He was giving them credit and everything. He was crediting them to the proper original artist, but they were not submitted in the traditional sense. It was just DJ Pretzel going around the internet and finding remixes he liked and then putting them on OCR. So that was back in the day. Luckily, I think it seems to have worked out, but that was definitely a different time back in the year 2000. Classic stuff from the Dead Guys. Kind of holds up today. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I like to use that word a lot. It's fine. Before that was Dees Productions with Paper Funk Boy. Another one from KWED. Let's break away from the KWED a little bit, though. We have a lot of KWED on this episode. Time for not KWED. Let's get into Dwelling at Duels. So we're getting a little guitar-y here. This one actually is pretty ridiculous, and I love it. But it is very, very silly. It just keeps going with the ridiculousness, too. So enjoy this one. This is Paperboner from Ryan 8-Bit. This is from the Dwelling at Duels. What is that? December 2010 free month for MagFest 2010, which... Was that the year I went to MagFest? No, that wasn't it. No, I went in like 2012. I think. I don't remember. I think it was 2012. This one got 18th place because it's a MagFest month, and that means there were tons of remixes. So this one, of course, got toward probably the middle. And so, either way, 18th place. Paperboner. Keep it here. This is NGI.
destroy my dreams, stole my soul, killed my pets, and raped my child.
And that was your rock block for this week. That was a little more rockin' than normal, I think. Had a few more guitars. I mean, you did have Zoc and Press Play on Tape a little bit earlier, but those were definitely the more rockin' tracks, like just going crazy with solos and stuff. Except one of them was only 40 seconds long. You had the Konami code from their album aptly titled UUDDLRLRBA Start, with a track simply titled Paperboy. Before that, we had Lame Genie with Paper Route from their album Speedruns, a 40-second long track because, well, it's a speedrun. LameGenie.bandcamp.com, you can pick that one up. They have much longer songs on most of their other albums, which I kind of wish they would do like an extended version of that. They could throw in a solo in there. They could do some variations on it. Come on, guys. Oh well, it's from the year 2014, so maybe they'll do another Speedruns album, but it'll just all be jingles instead of just short songs. That would be better. Anyway, before that, we had Ryan 8-Bit starting us off with a track titled Paperboner, which is a great title. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why it's a great title. Probably because it's funny. And really, that's all you need to be. It just have to be funny. Of course, that was a Dwelling in Duels classic from the year 2010. December 2010 free month, which means it actually went into January because, well, MagFest. But regardless, great stuff there from those guys. And now we're getting into some lyrical stuff. We're getting into the rap segment of this show, the hip hop segment, because for some reason, particularly the Commodore 64 version of the song, really lends itself well to being a rap beat. Don't know why. It just does, or at least two people thought so. Two people, and then one that's kind of fits in with him regardless, even though there's no lyrics. So I got one instrumental version at the end of this block here, but the first two tracks are rap versions. First one comes from the C64 Mafia. This one's from KWED, remix.kwed.org. It's called Paperboy, so you don't like rap music. Keep it here. This is NGI.
Once again in German.
Was? Wie tief kannst du gehen? Ich krieg den Hass, muss ich mir Shouts von dir ansehen. Du hast keine Ahnung, du sagst rappen kann doch jeder. Doch hier ist meine Warnung, schwing das Ding auf einer Feder. Und ich hüpf auf deinen Kopf wie ein italienischer Rohrverleger. Du bist Sachsenpaule und ich bin der Hardcore-Neger.
Das ist viel zu hart, ich mag's gerne Musik.
Oh, did I say I don't like rap music?
Doch was du selber hochlädst, ist nur Schund und Dreck. Du bist der Hund, ich dreh den Hut. Beim Sound bist du der Speck und klingst noch scheißer als eine Tröte. Drum zeig ich dir mein Recht und ab nach Hause und spiel Blockflöte.
Kan du gå? Din åsikt ligger redan under limborgsnivå. Och du har ingen aning, säger rappa, det kan alla. Jag känner så gubben i rumble att jag någon måste skalla. Den är någon, det är du, lystring, lyssna nu. Du kommer alltid ner på efter och hugget mitt i tu.
Men vad nu är det så? Då ger vi slut i jag.
Med det svar de kommer dundra i
takt till the beat goes on. Din musik, vad är det för jävla spex? Och hur kommer det sig att du kallar dig DJ Perplex? Och snackar vi ljud, jag sitter och du nes. Och jag är Satan själv och du är Satans mes.
Ma che è il Mona che batte la porta e che chiude urlando?
It's called me. I aim to kill like Kid Cherokee. New kid on the block with a brand new sound. Pumping through your veins, kid, straight to the ground. Throwing a Cree shit round after round. It's a rap battle match, you pound for pound. My throat's been slit, I've turned legit. Call up your bosses and tell them you quit. Icicle bomb on your cell phone. Shit, I like to roll to the sound of the pit. I tend to put butter on my grits. I'm roasting hot dogs on aerial spits. Setting blockades for venereal tits. Provide cyanide in my glove compartment. Throw it like Kit, thunderous wit. Cumbersome rhymes grow like weeds on my lip. I'ma see you in the corner, I'ma see you in the back, I'ma see you in the parking lot, you'd never see me back. I'm like a rap ghoul scaring beats with bass runs and face fools with the rhyme meat like A1. Stakeouts to catch me, never prevent me from making a scene-winning spot on the TV. Here's a freebie, collectible CD, drool on your face, doggy kibble on your chinny chin chin. Yo, I'm in it to win, well I'm not, but sometimes I like to think I am. Letting sins flow like they programmed, letting words glow like they nuclear brand. You was on the track, but I heard you wasn't coming back. Where'd you go, man? You was supposed to bring it back. Set it up like it was limitless attack. Now all your shit stole, go like crack. Leave it to the little ones to sock it to the antelopes and banner notes like piano notes detailing all your anecdotes. Ha, yo, you running like a cantaloupe, eloping with your bitch like I was packing a torpedo boat. Yo, I make a move to the left, a move to the right. I be moving all night cause I work like Enzyte. That's right, I'm all up in your game. You must be ashamed cause I stole your name. Can't play the game, you can't tame the main. You can't make it rain, shit, I can't complain. Serving you is vicious, 5-course dishes. Polish up your mug until I get 3 wishes. Adjusting your teeth, aligning your feet. Bicycle scars, then I rinse and repeat. Bruising daily like Matt Maley. Power glove smack you extinct like Paley. That's what you get, motherfucker. Fucker, fucker, fucker.
Well, that right there was Dagnit, Bard of Tarot, with a track that was sadly removed from OverClocked remix. That was Evening Edition Jam, based on the NES version of Peaperboyh. I'm gonna say it like the Dead Guys from now on. No, I'm not actually. Sadly removed because it relied too heavily on other samples. I don't know where all the samples came from, but I don't know. I still like that one. Come on, OCR, you're doing wrong by me, man. Come on. I feel bad for poor Dagnit too. He got like nearly his entire remix repertoire just demolished from OCR, just completely erased him from OCR, which is a very sad shame. 'Cause he had some really great stuff, including that one, and I like it. I know it doesn't technically fall within OCR's rules, but it's like, whatever. We won't go through this argument. They already argued this 10 years ago, or more. Before that, speaking of Overclocked remix, this is one that is still an actual Overclocked remix. That was Navi with his smooth delivery. You may also know him as Mithril Nazgul, but he has since gone through a professional name change. So you can find him more as Navi now. Of course, his real name is Dees, so Navi, just short for his real name. And starting us off, there was the C64 Mafia coming to you in German with So You Don't Like Rap Music. Well, too bad. Have some German rap music. That one comes from to us courtesy of KWED. And speaking of KWED, we got a triple shot of KWED tracks because there's a lot of KWED remixes. KWED Paperboy remixes, as I've said a couple times before, including 2 by CZ Tunes. I'm going to play both of them. Because why not? Let's get started off with some CZ Tunes. This version. This is High Score Re-Remix 2005 from Paperboy. And then some more KWED goodness coming up after that, including another one from CZ Tunes. Keep it here. This is Nitro Game Injection.
It's Santa here, and I'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and the happiest New Year. Ho, ho, ho. It's Santa here, and I'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and the happiest New Year. Ho, ho, ho.
That right there was another one from CZ Tunes with a Christmas rendition of High Score Christmas Edit. It's Christmas. See? It's Christmas. 'Cause it's almost Christmas time here. It's, I think, is it almost Christmas time? I don't even know what day it is. What day is it? Oh, it's December 15th. Yeah, it's almost Christmas time. Jeez. Pro tip, if you haven't bought Christmas presents yet, maybe you should? I don't know, it's up to you. You can do what you want. I'm not your mom, or your dad, or any other parental figure. I am nobody's parental figure, which is good for humanity. Before that, we had Wobbler with Flipping Pages in a Pile of Snow. Another seasonably appropriate song there, rendition. And before that, we had CZ Tunes yet again with High Score Remix 2005. All of those courtesy of remix.KWED.org. And Purvis was musing in the chat that, man, there are a lot of Paperboy remixes. It's true, there are. I'm guessing it did really well at the time of its release. Definitely did really well in arcades. And I'm pretty sure it's sold on the NES too, and obviously it definitely sold on the Commodore 64. It's a pretty well-known game. I mean, it's kind of obscure, but I don't know. I would say it's one of the more well-known retro games. There were versions of it throughout the 16 and 32/64-bit generations. We haven't seen any since like the Nintendo 64, but pretty sure it's been hanging out. It's been hanging around. And considering Atari is still around, I'm sure they've still got the license. They could just pop one out. I don't know if it'll. I don't know if they ever would. It could be interesting though to do like a retro revisit version of Paperboy if they handed it off to a decent developer which, considering modern Atari, is kind of a crapshoot. You just have to look at the the shitstorm that's been their new console. Like, what is that? What are they doing? They're just making a crap Linux box and throwing an Atari emulator on it. Great, you've done it. Excellent, perfect. It doesn't make any sense. Atari, you're out of this game, son. This isn't you. This is the Ouya all over again. Whatever. Fine. Everybody thinks they can make a console just because you can get a Raspberry Pi. No, it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. You need money. You need money if you want to do an actual console. Come on, Steam couldn't even do a console. Valve. And they tried. They did Steam machines. They couldn't even pull that one off. Whatever. Anyway. Hope you guys have enjoyed this edition of Nitro Game Injection, by the way. We are not done yet. I do have 2 songs left to close us out. One of them is 20 minutes long, so you better settle in and enjoy it, because it's very good, but it's also 20 minutes long, so. And it's not just Paperboy, but it starts out. It tells a lovely story of an unsuspecting kid who's the hero of his neighborhood delivering papers, becomes the hero of the world. It's great. And that will close us out, except we got a bonus track after that. A different version of a song you've already heard during the main show. That'll be closing us out. But first, Prince of Darkness, Ailshan, Flick, Connor Engstrom, and Wildcat all coming together for a track called Bike Kid the Musical, covering not only Paperboy, but also Excite Bike, Mach Rider, Rally Bike, Super Hang-On, and Zippy Race. What? It's fun. You'll like it. It's a good song. It has tells a lovely story, and it really does. It really is. It's a great musical. This is from the Dwelling of Duels Team 80s versus 90s month back in December of 2016. Another Magfest winner, I should say. It won, because of course it did. And that will close us out. So thanks everybody for listening to the 30th anniversary special of Paperboy edition of Nitro Game Injection. Hope you have enjoyed it. Who knew there were so many remixes of Paperboy? Well, now you know. And there are actually even more that I did not play. I mean, they're not very good, that's why I didn't play them, but hey. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. I'll see you next week, I think. Will I see you next week? I should. I don't know why I wouldn't. It's only the 22nd. Yeah. I don't think there's anything going on next week, so be sure to tune in here for a pre-Christmas run-up to, I don't know. I don't know what's going on next week. Somebody tell me what I should do next week. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway. This has been Nitro Game Injection number 335, the Paperboy 30th Anniversary Special. I'll be back next week with more NGI video game music goodness. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Head on over to KNGI.org if you like the show and want to download more of it, want to hear more of it. There's archived episodes all over there of this show and many other great shows. And if you like what we do here on Nitro Game Injection and KNGI Network in general, head on over to patreon.com/KNGI and chip in as little as $1 per month, which is extremely helpful. As little as $1 a month, get your early access to download episodes and some other cool stuff. So patreon.com/KNGI to support the show with your hard-earned dollars. Up to you if you want to do that. You don't have to. But it is much appreciated if you do. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. It's been NGI 335. I think I already said that. It's December 15th, 2018. I think I already said that too. I'm KyleJCrb. I know I've already said that, but whatever. I'm out of here. Bye!
20XX. War was beginning. A dark overlord known as the Suit rules the Minnesota territory with an iron fist, with an army of Viking bikers to enforce his will. In the Minnesota Bank Stadium, a crowd is gathered. Fists raised, and the mob shouts to the sky. Around the faded remains of the 50-yard line, a ring of Vikings rev their engines and circle the last hope of the people of Minnesota. He is our hero.
On a steel horse he rides. He's wanted.
Whoa, no, that's Tommy. He used to work on the docks. This is our hero, the Bike Kid.
Send in the Bike Kid. Send in the Bike Kid. Right now. Right now. Send in the Bike Kid. Send in the Bike Kid. Right now. Right now.
Hi, I'm Bike Kid. This is kind of a messy situation I'm in here, and you probably want to know how I got here. Or not. But this is my story, so I gotta tell you, right? Anyway, it's like this. I wasn't always the Bike Kid. This story goes way back to when I was just a regular teenager, trying to make a dime and get everyone's newspapers delivered on time. And in Minneapolis, we know something about the time. Ha! Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself in a lesson for how to deliver papers. Tell them, Bike Kid. Mr. Stevens, here's your paper. Mrs. Thompson, here's one for you. Everybody on my paper route gets those stock quotes and the funnies too. Doesn't matter if it's raining, me and my crew got a job to do. We're paper boys and paper girls, paper boys. Oh, me and my pal, his name's Todd, you know. Raise each other, even in the snow. Day in, day out, practice the route, finding shortcuts no one knows about. Jumping fences, dodging angry dogs, makes us even better at our jobs. 'Cause we're best buds, nothing slows us down. Me and Todd, we're gonna run this town. We're paper boys and paper girls, paper boys. Oh. Doesn't matter, we're from different worlds. When we're riding, everyone's the same. I'm just a poor boy, Todd's got money. Don't make no difference in the paper game. I've been tossing you. I think I wanna throw ya. I said I got news to spread. Girl, I'm gonna show ya. Newspaper love. I think I wanna throw ya. Yeah, I said newspaper love. I think I'm gonna throw ya. Yeah. You know, delivering newspapers is a tough job, but somebody's gotta do it. A big race came to town with a grand prize big enough. I'd win and go to school, get a good job and stuff. I could learn a useful trade, do more than ride a bike. Major in technology, maybe minor in art or psych. But Todd wanted to be the best, and so he entered the race. Before I get that prize, he'd make me exciting!
Our intrepid hero spent the next few years straightening the curves and flattening the hills. Beats all you ever saw. No, sorry. I did it again. That was those Duke boys. Anyway, this is where you'd expect a training montage, switching between the scenes of the kid racing motorcycles and Todd studying for his MBA. But we have no idea how to convey that without video. So instead, here's 8 bars of Vince DiCola's training montage from Rocky IV.
What we were, but now I'm writing, 'cause it's all I know. I still remember how we felt so free. What happened to you and me?
This just in. During that montage, the world around our hero did not stand still. Things were happening in Minnesota, and not just regular things like people coming to visit the biggest wall of twine. A mysterious figure called The Suit had appeared on the political scene and rose to power in time with promises of bringing Vikings back to the north. At first, people thought he was crazy, but then the Vikings jobs really did start happening. The Minneapolis Craigslist was chock full of listings for raiding parties. Next thing you knew, anyone who could drive or ride a motorcycle while swinging a sword or an axe had guaranteed work pillaging and looting neighboring towns. And it turns out, Vikings vote. So the next thing we knew, a guy who literally called himself The Suit and ran on a platform of enslaving most of the population was voted in as governor.
Who could save Minnesota? But who is the Viking? Now, I never kept up much with politics, but when the Suits Vikings started turning up at races, I had to take notice. Mostly because it's hard to ignore it when other racers have axes. Well, I kept winning anyway. It was around then people started calling me Bike Kid. I spent what should have been my senior year of college outriding one crisis after another, until...
Make these races more dangerous than they'd usually be. Maybe I should get a sword. Why are they after me? Oh, I'm just a bike racer. Why is this crowd so pumped?
that worked. Okay, who sent you?
God.
I was crushed. I hadn't heard from Todd since the day of the big race. I always sort of knew he was the one who had sabotaged my bike, but I never would have thought it would come to this. Why was he sending Vikings after me? How did he even have Vikings to send? I'd heard that after he graduated, he'd taken a job working for the suit. Maybe he was in even deeper than I thought. I felt like I'd been hit by a truck. All of a sudden, biking seemed a lot less exciting. I knew I had to do something. I had to go and confront him. So our hero set out on a road trip to Suit Sweets at the old stadium. Too devastated to even look at the bike, he packed up his car and drove. Oh yeah, I'd been riding bikes so long, I forgot I never actually learned how to drive. Once I got to the old stadium, it took about 4 seconds before I was surrounded by biker Vikings and politely escorted to the field, where I was again, surrounded by Vikings. At least they didn't take my bike. I revved my engine, they revved back, and then a figure appeared at the end of the field. He was riding a shining black Kawasaki, dressed in business casual khakis and a navy shirt with a blood-red power tie. I barely recognized him, but it was Todd. Bike Kid, I see you got my message. To complete my transformation, only one thing remains. I must crush you beneath my Italian loafers, and only then can I cast off the remains of my oldest friendship and put on my suit. Todd, I don't want to fight you, but if I have to, I guess I will. So let's end this with a race like in the old days. 'Cause Bike Kid and Todd have freed Minnesota from them. So yeah, that's it. That's my story, how I became the Bike Kid. I started as a paperboy and lost my best friend, and then got him back again, and we battled a comic book supervillain. I guess all that's left now is to play some dramatic music and roll the credits, right? Dang, nice Ticos. Can we get a choir? Yeah, that's nice. But you know what this story really needs? Some 1980s electronic drums and synthesizers.
What if Paperboy had lyrics? And what if I sang them accompanied by the Konami Code, a super cool video game cover band? It'd sound like this, but first I'd have to, ride over this little ravine and throw a newspaper at a target for some reason, and then at the very end there's all these people in bleachers. And by all these people I mean like 3 people in bleachers, but they're cheering for some reason. I don't really know what that was about, but whatever. Here we go. Don't you know me? I'm your Paperboy, throwing bundles of newspaper joy. This neighborhood's a loony bin. I'd rather throw the news in Compton. If you live here, you're probably crazy. Lock your dog up, stop that baby. I'm on duty, it's all about discipline. Please don't strike me. That rolling pin I sometimes miss when I throw. Sorry, I broke your window. Can't maneuver over sewer drains, which is funny, cause it never rains. Well, I didn't realize you were gonna break it down like this, Konami Code. Okay. I kind of appreciate it. I don't have to write lyrics over breakdowns. You guys are just adding CD time. Instead of tick, instead of tock, instead of tick, instead of tock. A ticky and a tocky and a tick tock tick. Dude, John is tearing it up on that bass, man. Yeah. Also, where you at, Paul? On the keys, I like that. Now where's Nick? Oh, okay. You didn't have to show up right away. Dude, Paperboy's never rocked like this. Exactly how that little 8-bit Paperboy would have wanted it. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking over this instrumental break, just let you kind of enjoy the jazz, fusion, rock, loveliness that is the Konami code. See you in a minute or two.
Are glazed with super glue. I'm on my bike perpetually. I lay in bed, bike lays with me on this side street. Rules are strict and tight. New subscribers, paint your house white. I have nightmares, shaking at the wheel. Then I wake up and do it for real. They make me wear this backwards hat. Why are you rolling tires down your driveway? Please don't do that! Now it's Sunday. I am done, I'm out.